I'm feeling very lazy today, so I'm going to teach you a trick, but if it's okay with you, I really don't feel like doing much. But I'll show you the trick anyway. Are you ready? Here we go. We'll switch over to the overhead camera. And what I'm going to do is allow a volunteer to choose a card. Let's say they choose this card right here, whatever it is. And then I say, you know what? I really am not going to do anything at this point. I'm just going to sit here and be lazy. And you invite them to take their chosen card and put it on top of the deck, and then to cut the deck and complete the cut so it's completely lost into the deck. Then I would say, if your mom was here, she'd probably want to cut it. Why don't you cut it for her? Oh, and if your dad was here, he'd probably want to cut it. Why don't you cut it for him? And I'd say, do you have a sibling, sister? Okay, why don't you cut it for her? And then why don't you turn the deck face up? Do you by chance have a dog? Well, if your dog was here, your dog would probably want to cut it. Excellent. Why don't you turn it face down again? Now I say, listen, I'm going to try to figure out where your card is in the deck. And I'll remind you, you've been doing all the cutting. I have not touched the deck, but I'm going to put my hand just above the deck, and I'm going to guess your card is right now about 39 cards down from the top of the deck. But counting is going to take a long time, so let's move it a little bit closer to the top. And I invite my volunteer. There's a little button right there. It's an elevator button. Could you push the button? And they do, and as they're pushing, I go, okay, let go. Oh, right now your card is about 23 cards down for the top of the deck. Why don't you hit the button again? Okay, let go. Oh, right now it's about 18 cards. Go ahead, push a little longer, and let go. Oh, right now I'm going to guess your card is probably about 7 cards down from the top of the deck. In fact, why don't you count down to the 7th card and turn over the 7th card? So they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my friends, there is number 7. Their card every time. Pretty cool, right? All right, I'm going to show you actually how this trick is done. And this trick is called the Lazy Man card trick. It was created by Harry Lorraine, who not only has some great books on magic, he's also a master when it comes to memorizing people's names and memory courses and stuff like that. So definitely check out his books, both on card tricks and on memorization, developing memory skills, which is really amazing. I mean, the guy would actually be at a convention and he would learn the names of like 1,000 people at a convention, and then he would state back everyone's names, which was pretty amazing. But anyway, this trick is called the Lazy Man card trick, and this is a great trick to do after you've been doing a bunch of card tricks, and maybe you're saying, hey, let me show you one more. I'm kind of feeling a little tired, but I'm just going to let you do it. So let's go back over to my overhead camera, and I'm just going to show you what is the setup. Now, the setup for this trick is you're going to take all of one suit and you're going to put them in order, ace to king, ace being at the face, king being on top. So when they're face down, the ace is on the bottom. And then you're going to take the rest of the cards and you're going to put it on top. So I'm using all spades. Again, I have ace to king, and they're all sitting on the bottom of the deck. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to spread the deck and you're going to allow someone to choose a card. Let's say they choose this one right here, which is, in this case, the 8 of clubs. Now, I explain, I'm not going to touch the deck from here on out. You invite them to take their card and put it on top, and then to cut the deck and complete the cut so that their card is completely lost into the deck. And then you explain, I want you to cut it maybe for your mom. That'd be great. And why don't you cut it for your dad? And you can do this a bunch of times. Why don't you cut it? Do you have any siblings? Do you have a brother? Okay, great. Cut it for your brother. Then, when you're feeling ready, have them turn the deck over. Now, at this point, what you're going to be looking for is one of the spades on the face of the deck. If you don't see one, invite them to cut it, let's say, for a pet, like their dog. And you might do this a couple times, but you're going to do it until eventually you see a spade at the face of the deck. In this case, it's the 3 of spades. What this means is, when we turn the deck over, their card will actually be the 3rd card down from the top of the deck. If you see a 10, it would be 10 cards down from the top of the deck. If you see a jack is worth 11. If you see a queen is 12, it would be 12 cards down, or a king would be 13 cards down from the top of the deck. And if you see an ace of spades here, that means when you turn the deck over, their card will actually be on top. So I see a 3. So I know their card's going to be 3 cards down when we turn the deck over. So I have them turn the deck back around. Now, you don't want to immediately go and say your card is 3 cards down because they may remember that there was a 3 at the face. So I like to spend some time and say, I'm going to try to figure out where your card is in the deck. And I'm going to guess it feels like your card's probably about 39 cards down from the top of the deck. But let's see if we can bring it a little bit closer to the top. Would you push the button at the top there, the elevator button? And then they let go, and I go, oh, I'm going to guess right now your card's about 19 cards down from the top. Let's get a little closer. Go ahead. Oh, looks like it's about 9 cards down from the top. Let's push it again and let go. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to guess your card is probably 3 cards down from the top. In fact, why don't you count to the 3rd card and turn over the 3rd card? So they go 1, 2, and when they turn over the next card, to their amazement, it will be their chosen card every single time. How amazing is that? Now, one little bit of advice I want to give you is this. At the end of this trick, it's a really good idea to shuffle the cards so that they don't see, of course, all those spades in order. There'll be some that will be in order, and that might give away the trick. So when the trick is done, give it a nice little shuffle, and then that way you will destroy the evidence. The other thing I want to say is that sometimes you'll have a card chosen, and your goal is to have the card chosen from the top, let's say half or 2/3 of the deck. You don't want to go all the way close to the bottom and have one of those spades chosen. But let's say for some reason someone insists on taking one of those bottom cards, one of those spades. Here's what I would do. If they choose whichever one of those spades, all I would do is I would dribble the cards and get close to the top, have them say stop. Let's say they say stop right here, have them put the card into the deck, and then you're going to do a different trick. All you're going to do is you're going to go through the deck and you're going to pull out the one spade that's apart from all the other spades and say, what was your card? Let them tell you, and then show that you got it right. So if that happens, all you're going to do is you're just going to go into a different trick, and that's sort of an out, if you will. So anyway, that is the Lazy Man's Card Trick by Harry Lorraine, a fantastic trick. If you enjoyed this trick, do hit like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and seriously, make sure you check out his books on memory. They are really amazing as well. But speaking of that, I need to go find my car keys. I'm not sure where I put them, actually.